CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. We begin with two breaking stories off the top. First, a student arrested at Carroll City High School after a weapon was found on campus. Chopper 4 over the school in Miami Gardens. School officials say they received an anonymous tip. They immediately notified Miami-Dade school police. After an investigation, police were able to identify and confiscate the weapons. All students and staff have been reported safe. Now to a death investigation on Miami Beach. Chopper 4 over the scene. This is near West 24th Street and Regatta Avenue. You can see Miami Beach Fire Rescue. No word if the victim suffered a medical incident or was electrocuted. The search is on for the gunman responsible for a deadly shooting at a shopping plaza in Lauderhill. CBS News Miami's Ted Scouten has the details.
A double shooting here in this parking lot in Lauderhill left one person dead, another person injured. You can see left behind a lot of broken glass here in the parking lot. This is at a plaza in the 4500 block of University. Investigators say around 3:30 this morning, bullets were flying here. Two men were hit. Christopher Matthew Fletcher died at the hospital. Another man drove himself to the hospital. He's expected to survive. Investigators are calling this an isolated incident stemming from an argument in the parking lot. Police are not saying if they have a suspect, but are urging anyone with information to call police. Coming up later, we'll take a closer look at the number of murders here in Lauderhill since the beginning of the year. In Lauderhill, Ted Scouten, CBS News Miami.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
And taking a live look at beautiful downtown Miami, a gorgeous day across South Florida. The sun is out and it's even a little warmer today. Next weather meteorologist Cindy Pressler joins us now. So how long will this last?
We're going to hang on to this all the way into the Super Bowl weekend. So we've got some really nice weather for us here in South Florida. Temperature right now 74 degrees, high today so far 76 degrees. Looking good with an east wind that's still a little bit breezy out there, gusting to 22. But you notice all this beautiful sunshine, clear skies. That's the picture here. So a slow warm up the next few days, just a little bit warmer each day. We're going to stay mainly dry, sunny, and with all that sunshine, that certainly is a nice change. And shower chances coming into Monday and Tuesday of next week, but even that looks fairly low. So it won't be as chilly tonight. I know a lot of you are shivering this morning, right? We're looking for lows at about 60. This morning it was in the mid 50s in Miami. So yes, a warmer trend definitely as we head through the week into the weekend. And we have a few showers showing up offshore with a northerly flow, but we're not going to see any of that here on the mainland. We'll stay mainly dry, but those winds will start breaking down tonight and turning to more of a northeast and then easterly direction by tomorrow. But notice from a gust of 20 dying down to about 15, and then overnight much lighter. Tomorrow we'll see winds out of the east, maybe 10 to 15. You could have a gust every now and then up to 20 miles per hour, but overall it's looking much better. We still do have a high rip current risk though. That's due to the onshore flow, so that's something to watch for right along the coast of beaches from Fort Lauderdale, Miami, all the way down to southeastern Florida. And because of the little bit gusty winds right now, small craft advisory until 1 o'clock tomorrow. Winds could gust up to 30 knots, and this is along the Atlantic waters. Does not include Biscayne Bay or the Keys at this point. It's just along the Atlantic waters, so that's something to keep in mind. High pressure, that's off to our north. That will scoot a little bit to the east in a turn our winds more easterly, so that's going to warm us up, but we're going to stay mostly dry out there. Next front really doesn't get in here until next week, so that looks like Super Bowl Sunday. Beautiful, gorgeous conditions. If you have a party outdoors, no problem. Temperature should be around 80 degrees, and then Monday that little front comes in. By the way, this happens to be Severe Weather Awareness Week here in South Florida, so each day we've been focusing on a different element. It is Wednesday today, so tornadoes and thunderstorms. So just a couple of facts here. On average, annual tornadoes, this is between 1993 and 2022. You can see that Tornado Alley in the southeast, 57 here in Florida. It ranks number 4 overall, and it can occur any month because we've got beautiful weather here all the way around the year here. So really the peak is from June to September, and that correlates with our rainy season. So that'll be kicking in again by mid-May. Here's your forecast. Highs tomorrow, a little bit warmer than today. Let's go with 75, 76, 76 on Friday, 77 Saturday. And oh yes, the 80s are just around the corner. Super Bowl Sunday, dry with a high of 80, but Monday can beat that, 84 with a slight chance for a shower.
Looks like a great 7-day. Thank you, Cindy. A devastating situation for a South Florida family. Their 17-year-old son was killed, and this afternoon they are making a desperate plea for help. CBS News Miami's Peter Dinch reports.
Miami Gardens police are now appealing for the public's help in the death of 17-year-old Brandon Gordon, and they have released a flyer. He was a student at Everglades High School in Miramar, and police say he was shot and killed. His body was discovered around 7:30 Monday morning at the base of a pedestrian bridge near Northwest 29th Avenue and 167th Street near Golden Glades Elementary School. Now, I spoke with his grieving father and grandmother. We'll have much more on our interview with them coming up tonight, starting at 6 on CBS News Miami. In Miami Gardens, Peter Dinch, CBS News Miami.
The Florida Supreme Court held a high-stakes hearing. It could help determine the future of abortion rights in the state. In Florida, abortions are currently banned after 15 weeks. That law is being challenged in the courts. Justices will decide whether voters should get a chance to weigh in on an abortion measure on the November ballot. The measure would protect a woman's right to an abortion. The justices will have to make a decision about allowing the measure on the November ballot by April 1st. CBS News Miami's Jim DeFede is going to have more on this story coming up tonight at 5. The lawyers for Kim and Deborah Clenney and their daughter Courtney, who's accused of killing her boyfriend, held a news conference. It's a day after Clenney's parents bonded out of jail in West Miami-Dade. Their attorney argues that the computer was a shared device between their daughter and her deceased boyfriend, Christian Obumseli, and that Courtney gave her parents permission to use it.
That device was authorized to be accessed by Courtney. It was a shared device. So the Clenneys had authorized access to it. Courtney had authorized access to it. The reason this was charged is because they are witnesses on their daughter's behalf. And this is an attempt to neutralize them and bully them.
The attorneys for Obumseli's family says they are pleased with the arrest. They say this is another step towards getting justice for their son. House Republicans are vowing to make another swing at impeaching Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. It's over the Biden administration's handling of the southern border. A handful of Republicans joined Democrats for a surprising defeat on the floor last night. Democrats accuse Republicans of playing politics with the border. And in the Senate, lawmakers face their own border standoff. A number of Republicans and even progressives are rejecting a bipartisan bill to crack down on illegal crossings. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with the Israeli Prime Minister today. The meeting comes 4 months since Hamas's brutal attack on Israel. It killed more than 1,200 people. Blinken is pushing Israeli leaders for a new ceasefire in Gaza to end the war and get hostages out. Stay with us. More news when we come back. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Super Bowl is more than a football game. The NFL has a special Super Bowl experience for fans of all ages. And today they are focusing on the younger fans. CBS News Miami's Danya Backus joins us live from Vegas. And Danya, the NFL's initiative to promote a healthy lifestyle for kids is the focal point today. So tell us what they have planned.
You know, that is right. It was a focal point for today, and what they did is had about 1,500 kids from local area schools to attend their Super Bowl experience, and that gave kids of all ages the chance to do passing drills. They were doing tackling drills. They really got the chance to kind of see what it was like to be an NFL player for a day. Many of them, of course, using this as a field trip. The kids I spoke to were very excited. One, of course, to spend the day being able to play a game that they love, but also saying that it was kind of like their Super Bowl in itself, being able to experience the Super Bowl in a way that they probably would not have because those tickets are just so expensive. So it was really nice to see the kids out there playing around and being extremely active today.
That is fantastic. Now we have to go to the big question. We talked about this yesterday. You know, in Vegas now, it's a betting city. We know that. And people are betting on just about everything these days. Big question. Everyone wants to know, will Taylor Swift be at the Super Bowl? What are you hearing around town?
Well, you know, that is still the big question. I will have to say she has a concert in Japan the day before. The Japanese embassy has even sent a letter reassuring people that she will be able to make it to the game to be able to cheer on her boyfriend and, of course, the Chiefs. So that's all we know right now. I think it's going to be kind of a wait-and-see moment, and I'm sure there are going to be plenty of people who are going to be watching, checking the stands, of course, checking the local airports here to see if she's going to be able to make it and when she does.
Yes, all the Swifties want to know. Any more exciting events planned for the coming days? I'm sure they've got a whole lineup.
Oh my gosh, there are so many events planned here that I can't even begin to tell you all of them because there's so many things that fans are able to do. Paramount Mountain's getting ready to open. That's going to be an immersive experience here where fans can take part in our company's different shows and games that they have. There's going to be a lot of CBS celebrities that are going to be around here. Drew Barrymore was actually just standing in the spot that I'm in now. So there are going to be a lot of chance for fans to interact, of course, with the folks at CBS and Paramount. And then there are lots of parties. This is the Vegas Strip, so there is always something going on for fans to do and be able to take part in the experience.
Yeah, so exciting. And last question, you've been doing such an amazing job for us, reporting day, night. Are you getting to enjoy any of it yourself?
You know, actually, I am. They had an opening night media party last night that I was able to make an appearance. And I have to say, Vegas knows how to throw a good party. It was an amazing experience. And I will try to catch, you know, some couple of events here and there.
Well, good. You got to get in a little play, too, because you're working so hard for us. Danya Backus, thank you so much for your reporting all week long. And our Super Bowl coverage continues all week long. Here's what we're working on, all new for you tonight on CBS News Miami at 5. The Dolphins may not be in the big game, but South Florida is well represented in Vegas on Sunday. We learn more about San Francisco QB Brock Purdy and his ties to the 305, all new at 5. That's the CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami and have a fantastic day.